Welcome back to the Herbal Intelligence Podcast, where we explore science, stories, and spirit behind the herbs that help us live in balance. I'm your host, Daniel, and today we're going to have a conversation men don't often have enough. One that's quiet, sometimes uncomfortable, but absolutely necessary. The conversation about prostate health. And if you're listening as a partner, spouse, or daughter who cares about a man in your life, this episode is for you too. Because prostate issues affect not just men individually, but the families, relationships, quality of life as a whole. I'll be honest, when I first started learning about the prostate, I thought it was just one of those topics for later in life. But science shows that the habits that we build in our 20s and our 30s shape prostate health for decades ahead. So today we're going to break down what it does, what can go wrong, what the research is saying, which herbs have real peer-reviewed support for helping the prostate to stay healthy and balanced. All right, let's start with the basics. So the prostate is a small gland. It's about the size of a walnut. It's located just below the bladder. It produces fluid that nourishes and transports sperm. But as men age, this tiny gland can start causing big problems. By the age of 50, about half of men have some degree of prostate enlargement. This is known as BPH, or benign prostatic hyperplasia. By 60, that number drops to roughly 60%, and by 80, it's closer to 90%. That's almost everyone. The symptoms are familiar. Waking up multiple times at night to urinate, weak flow, feeling like bladder doesn't completely empty, or sometimes even discomfort. But what's less discussed is how it affects our mental state. Sleep loss, stress, irritability, it becomes a loop. The less you sleep, the more inflammation builds, and the worse your symptoms get. So, what causes these changes? It's not just aging, it's also hormonal balance. The prostate is highly sensitive to testosterone and DHT, a more potent form of testosterone. When the enzyme 5 alpha converts too much testosterone into DHT, the prostate grows larger. Studies also show that estrogen levels, yes, men also have estrogen, which naturally rises in men as testosterone declines, may also contribute to this growth and even inflammation. Other risk factors can include diets high in red meat and dairy, sedentary lifestyle, chronic inflammation, metabolic issues, insulin resistance, and yes, stress. Long term stress, if we just focus on that for a second, can elevate cortisol, which disrupts hormone regulation. Chronic low grade inflammation has been linked to both prostate enlargement and cancer risk. Now let's talk about what the research actually shows when it comes to supporting prostate health naturally. Several studies point to diet, lifestyle, and herbal support as being powerful tools, especially when used preventatively. One major clinical review in the Journal of Urology found that men who consumed diets rich in vegetables, green tea, and healthy fats had significantly lower prostate volume and symptom scores. Exercise, especially moderate aerobic activity, reduces both inflammation and DHT levels. So if you're listening right now thinking, I sit at a desk all day, even a brisk 30-minute walk a few times a week will make a measurable difference. Now let's move on to the herbal side. Every herb that I'm about to mention has been studied for prostate health, hormone balance, or urinary function. There's no fluff here, just what the research supports. So we have saw palmetto. This is probably the best known prostate herb. Clinical studies show it inhibits the 5 alpha, reducing the conversion of testosterone into DHT. In a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial, saw palmetto improved urinary flow and decreased nighttime urination in men with BPH. It's not a cure, it's a regulator, but it helps your body find balance. Next, we have stinging nettle. Stinging nettle, or nettle root, acts differently. It doesn't block DHT directly, but it binds to sex hormone binding globulin, which is also known as SHBG, helping keep testosterone active. One study found that nettle root extract significantly improved urinary symptoms and flow compared to a placebo. Nettle also provides anti-inflammatory support, reducing discomfort and swelling around the prostate. Next is ashwagandha root. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen. We've said before on our previous episodes how much it really helps with the stress. So it's not a prostate herb per se, but stress and hormonal imbalance are major contributors to prostate inflammation. In several human trials, ashwagandha reduced cortisol levels by up to 30% and improved testosterone in aging men. We have ginseng root. Ginseng supports circulation and sexual function, but more importantly, it has anti-proliferative effects on prostate cells. Research in the British Journal of Pharmacology suggests that these ginsenosides inhibit abnormal prostate growth by modulating estrogen receptors and oxidative stress. We also have ginger root. Ginger may seem humble, but it's powerful. Animal and human studies show ginger reduces pro-inflammatory cytokines and oxidative stress markers in the prostate. It's also been shown to improve sperm motility and testosterone levels, supporting reproductive vitality overall. Turmeric. Turmeric's active compound, curcumin, has been extensively studied for anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties. A 2017 review in Biomed Research International highlighted its ability to inhibit prostate cancer cell proliferation and reduce inflammatory signaling pathways. We have ginkgo biloba, which supports circulation, ensuring nutrient and oxygen delivery to the tissues. It's particularly beneficial for microcirculation in pelvic organs, helping reduce stagnation. There's also evidence that ginkgo's antioxidant effects protect against oxidative DNA damage in prostate cells. We have red clover, which is rich in isoflavones, natural compounds that help the body balance estrogen and the testosterone levels. Studies have shown it helps reduce prostate-specific antigen, the PSA levels, and support hormone regulation. And then we have the hibiscus flower and reishi mushroom. So hibiscus is known for its antioxidant and liver supportive effects, which help in the detoxification and hormone clearance. Reishi, on the other hand, has immune modulating and anti-androgenic effects. One study found reishi compounds inhibited the 5-alpha activity similar to saw palmetto. Together, they provide a 1-2 punch, clearing inflammation while supporting healthy hormone metabolism. So let's get into some practical daily tips. So what can you start doing today? Well, we can start with hydrating deeply, but limit caffeine and alcohol in the evening. Move daily, so even walking, stretching, possibly yoga can help with reducing pelvic tension. Eat for anti-inflammation. So more greens, berries, olive oil, turmeric, and less red meat or processed foods. Next, you're going to want to manage your stress. You can do this by breath work, meditation, prayer, time outdoors, and then listen to your body. Frequent urination, discomfort, reduced flow, these are all early signs, so don't ignore them. And most importantly, get regular screenings. If you have a family member or a history of it in your family, I would definitely suggest getting checked more regularly. A simple PSA test and physical check can detect issues early. Knowledge is power, and early intervention often means prevention. Now, I'm going to share something personal here. When I first began researching prostate health, it wasn't because of a diagnosis. It was because of curiosity. I was fascinated by how much misinformation was out there and how many men suffered in silence. I remember having conversations with older relatives who just said it's normal for men our age, but nothing about discomfort, sleepless nights, or embarrassment should be considered normal. So, this episode is a gentle reminder to men everywhere. It's okay to care for yourself. It's okay to ask the questions. You're not fragile or wanting to feel well. You're wise for wanting to stay that way. So, if this conversation resonated with you, take a moment today to share it with somebody you care about, a brother, a friend, or even your dad. These quiet conversations can literally change lives. And as always, this isn't medical advice. This information is meant to empower you to make informed choices supported by research and guided by intuition. So take your next cup of tea as a reminder of balance, slowing down, checking in, and listening to what your body's been trying to tell you. Until next time, I'm Daniel. This is the Herbal Intelligence Podcast. Stay curious, stay grounded, and take care of the vessel that carries you through life. Thank you.